completely ignore them, but this next 30 minutes is for you. So let's meet on our backs today. So find a comfortable spot on your back. And as we make our way to our back, you can have your legs completely like just long and stretched out, or maybe you have butterfly legs, so the feet would come together like two ends of a book, and then the knees would be out. Lots of different options. Arms can be at our sides or overhead. Just find a comfortable position on your back. And as we come into rest in this shape, think about just starting to settle in and just start to feel heavy. Just take some big breaths, filling up the spaces, the muscles, the joints, the face, the fingers, the feet. And then just big exhales, audible, ha-has, letting it all go. If you're just joining us now, we're creating any shape we want on our back, and we're just breathing in and settling in. Just take one or two more of those big, just body filling inhales and exhaling loud. You're in your house, so it's not like you're in the studio. There's no reason to hold anything back. And then I want you to take one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. And we're going to connect this breath and this movement together. So being able to feel where that breath is starting. Intentionally think about in and out through your nose breathing. And just notice what you notice. Maybe you feel the belly rising and falling underneath your hands. And you feel the whole chest, belly, even into the hips, just everything moving. And if you don't, that's okay, no judgment. Just see if you can increase the effort of the breath so that it starts to feel and fill all of those spaces. So it's almost like both hands are just kind of gravitating up off the chest closer to the ceiling because your body's inflating so much with the energy. And then with the exhale, you just feel this sort of comforting groundedness as the hands push with more connection and heavier onto the body. Let's take two more intentional full body breaths. Feeling, hearing, filling, and exhaling, softening, grounding. One more. And come back to your regular breathing in and out through the nose. And depending on where your hands and feet are, we're just going to take a big hug with our body. So we're going to draw the knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the legs. And we'll start to massage that low back. So just a gentle side to side motion. You might lift your head and tuck and look towards the navel, or keep the head on the ground, but still tuck the chin to get a stretch in the back of the neck. As we move through our practice today, encouraging you to take lots of exploratory paths to change the shapes and feel and breathe into the spaces that in your body need a little bit more love. And then when you're ready, we're going to extend the right leg to the sky. And as we extend the right leg to the sky, we're hugging the left knee into the body. And as we hug this left knee into the body, we'll just take a few just articulations. So moving the knee up and out. You might circle the foot on the ankle, move through the toes, and simultaneously really imprint that right foot on the ceiling. So we're really lengthening through the right foot. Switch directions with that left knee and movement through the hip joint. And then let's switch sides. Extend the left leg to the sky and really reach and stretch. Find length and breath in the back of that left leg. And then with your other arm, your right arm, start to articulate some movement between up and over circles, moving into the ankle and the toes if needed. And switch direction of those circles. And we'll come to a pause, bringing both knees into the chest. We're going to take our arms out into a capital T, and we're going to do a little sequence here. So we're going to push our belly buttons into our low back into our mats. Big inhale to brace. Slowly lower and touch the toes and the heels. Inhale to take it up. Exhale off to your right. Inhale to take it up. Exhale off to your left. That's our sequence. So 3 different movements. Inhale through center. Exhale, bring the toes and the heels to touch down to the ground. Inhale, back up, tabletop. Exhale off to your right. So take this as slow or as fast as you would like. A little bit of flexion and extension through the hips as we take the toes and heels down. And then a little bit of a gentle twist as we take the knees right and left. We're continuing to brace, so we're pushing our palms into the back of our arms, into the floor, into our mat. Even see if you can make some contact with the shoulder blades, really pushing into that ground underneath you. And then using the strength of that midsection, that core, to let the legs move. Let's take one more sequence wherever you're at, the full sequence, up, down, side to side. And then we'll find ourselves with our feet on our ground. And we're going to prepare for bridge pose next. So our heels are going to be about 6 inches away from our glutes. Our hands are going to stay down on the ground. This time from a T, let's take them into a capital A. And with an inhale, we'll push through all 4 corners of our feet and lift our hips up to the sky. As we lift up into the sky, we're coming onto our shoulders. You might even rock your shoulders underneath the body more. Tuck the chin, look towards the navel to keep that cervical spine in line the whole time. And then just as much contact as you can, I'd like you to push into your hands, those arms, the forearms, squeeze the shoulders down and back underneath you. Lift the hips higher, squeeze the glutes. Again, pushing through the feet, the knees push down into the ankle. So really charged up here. Feel the back of the body fill up with all of your strength and your energy. And we're going to start to link movement with breath. So on your next exhale, slowly roll down from shoulders, middle, low back, allowing the hips to gently come down. And then charge it right back up. With our inhale, push through the feet and the arms and squeeze the back of the body. That's 1. Let's do 4 total. On an exhale, slowly bring it down with control. And then with an inhale, drive it up strong. Pause at the top. Exhale, bring it down slow. Inhale, push through the feet. Open up through the hips. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, drive it up. Let's pause at the top. And then exhale, slowly bring it down. If you're ready to transition, we're gonna just release the hips down softly, take the shoulders from out underneath us, and we're gonna rock and roll. And we're gonna rock and roll up into a tabletop position. So you can round over hands and knees and come all the way. Hands are gonna come underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. So finding a tabletop position, we're gonna push into the hands, into the knees, the tops of the feet. From here, we're going to do a little bit more opening of that spine. So really trying to combat a lot of sitting and computer work these days. Inhale, take the right arm forward. And from here, you might move your left arm underneath your heart for more balance. Keep the shoulders and the hips square. Pull the belly button up. Feel an increase in engagement in the core. And then with your inhale, I want you to drive that right arm up and open like a big rainbow you're painting on the sky. Take it back towards the hips, a little bit of sinking of the hips down. And then inhale, drive the hips up, open up from the hips towards the shoulders. Big painting of a rainbow, bring it down. That's 2. Let's do 3 more. Oh, really opening up that spine, getting a little bit of twisting action in. Keep pushing through that left hand strong. Do 1 more. Big reach and stretch. Beautiful rainbow. And then exhale, we'll go ahead and plant that right hand underneath the heart. We'll switch sides. Extend through the left arm, ground through the body here, strong tabletop. With your inhale, paint that picture second side. Big loop up and back towards the hips. Taking it down, reach and stretch and look up again. Here's 3. 2 more with your breath. Inhale to open and to lengthen and expand. 1 more, big reach and stretch. And we'll come to that neutral tabletop position. And for neutral tabletop, a little challenge for you today, tuck the toes. See if you can just hover the knees off the mat. Plant through the hands and then increase that engagement through the knuckles and the fingers. You got it. You're going to feel a little thunderstorm in your core, and that's okay. Exhale, push the hips up and back. Find your first down dog. Feel free to walk your dog side to side, pushing into the heels, the ankles. So really breathing into the back of those legs. Let the head come between the arms. And from here, we're gonna walk the hands towards the feet for a forward fold. And then we're gonna toe heel our feet out wide as mat width apart. And then we're gonna come into a little bit of a squat here. So lots of options for different yogis and bodies. You might find a little bit of support with your arms on your thighs, or you could come even lower into more of a frog squat. And what we're doing is we're just bending into our hips. So we're opening up into our hips. And as we sit here for just another 30 seconds-ish, see if you can shift your weight back behind you and even use your arms maybe to push into the legs, wherever you're at. Opening up through those hips. See if you can keep your back flat and strong so you're really holding yourself up with the engagement of your posterior chain. Let's hold for 10. You got it. 9. Push into those hips. 5, 3, 2. We're going to take it all the way to standing wherever you're at. In a big standing. We're going to do a sun here. So toes are out, knees track with ankles and toes, arms come up overhead. And then an exhale, just push those hips back, drive the elbows into the side body. Big sunflower. Yay. Happy fingers. You can smile at yourself. Inhale. This is 2. Exhale, sit the hips back. Drive the arms against that imaginary wall behind you. There we go. Take it up. Inhale for 3. Exhale, push it back. You got it. Heart is lifted. 2 more, just like that. Big, strong sunflowers. The sun is out in Eugene this week. Exhale, push it back. Last one. Inhale to take it up. Exhale, find your strong sunflower. Let your petals shine. Float your fingers. You got it. And then inhale, take it up. And then we're going to toe heel back with our feet underneath our hips. Go ahead and drop that right arm to your side and then inhale to lengthen, exhale to side bend off to the right side of the room. Continue to open up through the hips and the shoulders. Push down through all 4 corners of the feet. Breathe into that left side body. Feel free to use props in your house or wherever you're at to maybe help with any balance that we go through today. Inhale to take it up. Big reach and stretch, arms overhead. Exhale, take the left arm down, side bend to the left side of the room. Inhale to take it up. And then from here, wherever you're at, I'd like you to walk to the back of your mat or the back of your space that you're practicing in. And then with some strength and control, we're going to inhale to draw the right knee up into the hip crease. Point the toe towards the shin. Beautiful. We're just going to step out that right leg and then turn the back left leg at a 45. Find your warrior 1. So as we find our warrior 1, we're engaged in that back leg all the way up into the glute. Arms are overhead. Beautiful work, everybody. That big right toe should be visible out of the corner of your eye, and you're really pushing that right knee down into all four corners of that right foot. So really strong base of support here. We're inhaling up out of the hips, lengthening through the top of the head and the fingers. Continue to take those full body breaths. On your next exhale, we're opening up to the left side of the room, and we're finding our warrior two. So we're going to turn the back left leg so that it's parallel with our mat. We're still same thing in that front leg, pushing the knee down into all four corners. We're just finding a little bit more openness in the hips. And we're going to link some movement with breath here. So keep the legs where they are, really strong. Inhale just from the hips to tilt forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Breathe into the right side of the body. As we move through some shapes, gaze can be neutral or floating fingers or toes. So play around with that gazes to protect your neck and feel most supported for you. On an inhale, bring it back down to warrior two. Exhale, side angle. So taking a little bit of support with our right thigh. Left arm is up in the air. And from here, we're drawing the shoulders away from the ears. We're keeping really openness in the front of the body. Option to draw the right arm down farther. That left arm can come behind into the right hip crease. And we might find a little bit of articulation and twist up towards the sky. So really pausing in the shape that works best for you today. Keeping, again, those legs active. We're not soft in the legs. There are grounding support in our practice. On an exhale, we'll release the bind if you have it, and then an inhale, send yourself back up for warrior two. Straighten through the right leg. We're not locking out the knees. We have soft knees, but still strong legs. And then tic-tac forward triangle pose. That right knee is straight this time. Hand can be at the thigh or on the shin. And again, we're articulating everything up between the hips and the shoulders. Those same options apply to maybe drive that left arm behind. Sometimes as you think about your gaze, you might get a better stretch through the shoulders and the neck to look down and to really open that left side neck. On an inhale, really strongly, you're going to pull yourself back up. Beautiful. And from here, we're going to transition to the front of our mat. So we're going to step that back foot up to meet the front foot. And then we're going to go ahead and come all the way up to standing. Big reach and stretch. This time, we're going to interlace all 10 fingers, releasing the pointer fingers overhead. And then we're going to take a little bit deeper side bend. So we're coming off to the right on our exhale. And as we come off to that right, same thing applies. We're opening up through the heart. Try not to let your biceps and triceps close your eyes. Really open up through the front of that body. Push down through the feet, reach through those pointer fingers. On an inhale, take it back up through center. Exhale, take it off to your left. On an inhale, take it up. And then exhale, take the hands down. If you're not there already, we're going to step to the back of our mat. Second side, we're going to drive that left leg up this time into that hip crease height. And then heel toe out, we're going to find our warrior one. Turn the back leg at a 45-degree angle. Strong base of support as we come down low in our legs. Push through all four corners of that left foot. Arms come up. And then just breathe and open up into that right hip. And we're going to take a few breaths here, just like we did on the first side, just breathing in to that hip. As we come into these warrior positions, our knee likes to go in a lot. So make sure you're really pushing your knee out more, really using those abductors, so the outer glutes for strength. When you know where we're going, when you're ready, and exhale's opening up for warrior two. So you're turning that back right leg parallel with your mat. You might have to widen your base slightly. And that left knee is still pushing down into all four corners of that left foot. Arms are strong and active here in our warrior shapes. And with an inhale, we're just tick-tocking the hips forward, and then exhale, reverse, breathe into the left side body. Beautiful work, everybody. Keep breathing. As things become a little bit more challenging in our shapes, we tend to bring the breath back up to the throat and the head and the face. So try to really deepen the breath into the full body. And an inhale, come back to your warrior two. And then an exhale, we're going to come into side angle on that left thigh for support to start. Shoulders are back away from the ears. We're open through the front of the body. Option to drive that left arm down. Push the left arm into the leg into the arm here. Our back right leg is active all the way into our glute, and we're opening up through our hips. Remember that option to take the right arm into the left hip crease. That left knee stays bent. When you're ready to transition and exhale, unwind the body. Inhale, take it up. Really strong warrior two. Last one in the sequence, we're going to straighten through that left leg. Tick-tock forward, find your triangle pose. Remember, you can come to thigh or shin. And we're just really stacked, right hand all the way down into the left hand. So one long line with our body, and then articulating the heart open to the sky. You're going to feel this stretch a lot in your right hip. You might even start to feel it up into that low back on the right side. Remember your option to take that right arm down into the left hip. Gaze can be towards the grounded toes to open up that right side neck space. If you have any binds, we'll exhale to unwind the body and inhale to bring it all the way back up. And from here, we're going to step up to the top of our mat. So swing that back right leg up, big reach and stretch. And then last standing posture today, exhale, take it back, chair pose. Hips are coming back behind you. And from here, we're going to take a little bit of a twist. So inhale to lengthen, increase length from the tailbone through the top of the head. Exhale, you're coming to your right. Option to hook the tricep on the outside of the leg. And then maybe even open the arms. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. If you want an extra balance challenge here, you might peel the left heel off the mat and then rollerblade the left heel back. So this is just an option if you want a little bit more balance. Wherever you're at, you're getting a lot out of this shape. So stick with it. If that left leg is back, rollerblade it back into your chair legs. And then an exhale takes the hands together. Inhale to get back to your traditional chair towards forward. Good. Exhale off to the left. Same options apply here. So move into the shape that you need today that feels the most challenged, but also supported in the way that's good for you. Open up the arms if you'd like. This time, option to rollerblade it onto the right leg. So we'll rollerblade right heel up and then take it back for just a twisted lunge. Keeping that left knee stacked over the ankle. If you have your rollerblades on, rollerblade the right leg back up to the left. And then exhale, bring the hands through heart center, pausing in your chair. And then exhale, forward fold, bring it all the way down. We're going to hang out in our forward fold, top of the head towards the toes, let it hang heavy, arms dangle at the sides. And then again, explore some movement here. Maybe the arms grab opposite elbows. Knees are soft. You might even bend into right and left knee. Sometimes I like to take my palms just to the back of my neck, just to kind of allow gravity and just a little bit of a pressure, very soft pressure. Lots of good forward fold shapes. And from here, we're gonna walk our hands and our feet out, find our down dog. One last time today, press actively through right and left arms, into the fingers. Hips are up and back, heels drive into the ground. Really strong, foundational, grounded position. And on an exhale, bend the knees, bring the knees to your mat, untuck the toes, set the hips back towards your heels. We're gonna roll onto our backs. So as we come to our backs, we're gonna end with a twist right and left side as always. So as we come into our twist today, we're gonna take the tangled roots or eagle twist. So arms are gonna be at our sides, capital T. Knees are gonna come over the hips. We're gonna cross our right leg over our left, and then maybe even a double bind if you can. And from here, we're just gonna exhale the legs off to the left. And we're gonna come into that right side body twist. Gaze can be towards the ceiling or maybe over the right shoulder. If this is a little bit too much, you might stack your legs instead and even let the legs come away from the body. On an inhale, push through the arms, brace to the core, drive the legs up and over through center. Untangle the legs. If you want to take any pause, you can. If you want to get right into it, you'll cross the opposite leg on top. And then again, with your strong core, brace with your inhale and really tighten everything as you slowly exhale it down. So the breath works with the movement together. And then settle into this left hip side body opening. On an inhale, brace to lift up and over. We'll end with a happy baby pose. So we'll untangle the legs, we'll drive the feet up to the sky, knees into the elbows, grabbing outside edges of the feet, first and second finger around the toes. Feel free to rock on your back, open up through those hips again. We'll continue to do lots of hips and shoulders and some back strengthening as we move through all of these shapes every week. And we'll make our way into our final shape for our 1 minute Shavasana. We've been doing a 1 minute Shavasana every week. And if this is something you need longer time in, I totally invite you to just stay there and you don't have to close out with us. You can stay in your Shavasana, but make your way into a comfortable position. So just opening up, lengthening, finding a restorative pose, maybe those butterfly legs like we started with, and take 1 minute for yourself to just breathe. Big inhale through the nose, audible HA ha, exhale, let it release. 2 more just like that. Slowly come back to create some movement with the fingers on the hands, the toes on the feet, into the wrist and the ankles. And we'll make our way into a little bit of a ball shape. Knees come to the chest one more time. And then we'll come onto one side to rest, maybe making a pillow with your arms. So just finding any sort of gentle transition up to a comfortable seated position that works for you. And we'll close out our practice with one big breath together. Sitting tall on our sit bones, retracting the shoulders down and back, opening up through the chest, really strong postural. Back muscles are activated. Inhale to lengthen and reach. Exhale, bring the hands back into heart center. Awesome work today. You've